Bringing you news, politics, and whatever else tickles my fancy. Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and I'm your host, Ho Ho. Broadcasting live, no wait, not live, from the semi though, and I don't know where the fuck I'm at. Kingston, Ontario, I do believe, up in lovely Canada. Yeah, I screwed that intro all up. Yeah, oh well. So, check out my website, thehohoshow.com. You can follow me on Twitter. You can email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com. You can check out my YouTube channel, Almost, and you can definitely find me on Facebook right now. So welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, Ho Ho. That's right, yes I am. Alright guys, a little bit of news, a little bit of update on the show. So, I'm working on figuring out, okay, well let's just put it this way. I am unsatisfied with my laptop, with the performance that it's doing on me trying to stream live the show. And so I have decided that I want a computer to do this. And when you're talking streaming, the best way to go is a gaming computer. So I was looking on how much it was going to cost for a gaming computer, and I was like, holy crap, I'm not spending that kind of money on a computer. You know, a couple $1,000 for a good one. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I can do this. I'll build my own computer. So then I started up looking up parts and looking up hardware and looking up everything else. And I'm like, holy crap. It's just getting expensive. And it was definitely getting expensive. And I got curious about something. And I basically went on to a site to where you can basically build your own, like basically put the parts in there that you're wanting. Your case, your motherboard, your graphics card, your processor, your cooling units, your all that good jazzy stuff. Your memory, your whatever. And put it all together and say, build it and then send it to me. And it was going to cost me like, holy crap, like $6,000-$7,000. I was like, holy crap. So yeah, building it myself, I'm definitely saving a heck of a lot of money. And I'm double monitoring this thing, and it's going to be amazing whenever I get this thing built. So I'm excited. That is my up and coming news. And also, I have now a YouTube channel just for the Ho Ho Show. You can find it on the Ho Ho Show. There you go. Easy. A lot easier to remember than my Facebook page for the Ho Ho Show. So yeah, there it is. And okay, now getting to the news. Now I've got quite a few different stories that I got, and I'm telling you what, guys, this is why I don't like missing a day, because what I have in my hand doesn't even represent half of the stuff that I'm wanting to talk about. So that just ought to give you an idea on how much crap is going on right now in the news. All right. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. First story I got. Now this came from crap. I took a lot of notes, and needless to say, I didn't get back into Flipboard, which is where I get all of my stuff, because it is my go-to hub for anything, everything, and all things news. I do that very, very well, don't I? It's kind of fun. So anyway, let me get back into it. Let me find it again, actually. Oh yeah, oh, that was way back here. I read again what article I was going to do, and I was like, oh crap, that's like way the heck up here. So here we go. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope. Man, where did I put this? I know it's in here. I shouldn't do that, because I know I can get in trouble for using, that tunage. Okay. All right. Well, the IRS admits to targeting the Tea Party and other groups. There we go. I found the article. Now, this came out of Fox News. This hit the wire about 10 hours ago. Jay Sekulow, headline, by the way, Jay Sekulow, victory, IRS admits Tea Party and other conservative groups were targets during Obama era. Now, of course, this is not news for conservatives, okay? We knew, okay? Because we're getting punched in the face by this, okay? We were getting punched in the face by this. So obviously, if you're getting punched in the face, you don't need to be told that you're getting punched in the face. You're pretty well the second one to know, okay? Obviously, the first one to know was the IRS. They were about ready to kick us in the dick, and they did, okay? Because what they did is they because you have to apply for, whatever it is that you got to apply for. And it's, I forget what it is, but it's some tax thing to, that you are a political group. Okay. So you have to file a form on that. And they was completely holding back all of this crap from going through. It was deny. All right. And part of what that does is whenever you do all that kind of stuff is you are forcing that group to spend time, to spend money and litigation, and in trying to fight it, making it to where you cannot actually spend that money for campaign things or for anything else. And that is completely and utter horseshit. Okay? That is politically just, are you fucking kidding me? That's what that is. Okay? They attacked the Tea Party groups, okay? That's what they did. They admit to it. And it's like, okay, so now, all right, so cool. All right, you admit to it. That's good. Congratulations. But what now? What now? What's going to happen? Is any of these people going to get tried? Or any of these bosses? Okay, now, I'm going to tell you this too. This is why people elected Trump. And make no mistake about it, he was also elected as president of the United States by popular vote as well. Because the more of a stink that Hillary Clinton raised on things, and the more that they did recounts, the more they come to find out all kinds of fraudulent votes, people voting not once but or twice or three times and dead people voting and all this other kind of stuff, they come to find out that, President Trump also won the popular vote. Look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. This is why we elected him in the office in the first place, to drain the swamp, because this kind of shit is unacceptable. Period. This is why we have the freedom of speech, the freedom of press, the freedom of religion, the freedom of to peacefully assemble, and the freedom to address the government for a grievance. This is why we have these rights, so the government can't shut us down. And that is exactly what the government did. They shut us down. Horseshit. Yeah, I'm a little pissed. I'm very irritated about that. All right. So what's going to happen? All right. This was Obama's administration. Is anything going to happen to him? Is he going to see any prison time for this? Because this is... This is why we voted for him in office, to drain the swamp, to get rid of the people that think this kind of thing is an okay thing to do. Drain the swamp. Get rid of every single head of every single agency on the executive branch, and Trump can do it. He has the authority. He is the president. The IRS is a function of the executive branch. Get rid of them. Fire every one of them stinking people, every one of the higher ups in that entire stinking thing. Get rid of them, because they are part of the problem. The shit flows downhill, guys. It does. If you want to get rid of the problem, get rid of the leaders, because the leaders are the one who dictate how things are going to run from the top to the bottom. That's how it works. So if you don't like how something is run, you don't fire a low-level worker. What does that prove? He was given his marching orders by an upper-level manager. Get rid of him. Every last one of them. You want to drain the swamp? You want to fix the problem? You want to make it to where it doesn't happen again? Fire him. Get rid of him. And actually, if we get the type of tax plan that conservatives actually want, okay, there isn't any need for the IRS anyway. Or at least, it's something that can be done by a handful of people. I mean, have you guys actually looked at the numbers of how many people the IRS hires and uses every single year during tax time to do what? Punch in numbers? It's all done digitally anyway. It's all done electronically. All you do is verify. That's it. And even that, it's done automatically. I mean, what, you don't think that it isn't? It is, absolutely. And if you have a simple system like that, a simple system in place, why do you need people in there anyway? It can be done. Okay, let's put it this way. If it can't be done electronically, this is the digital age. Why can't it be done automatically? And if the tax code is so huge that it takes 5 people to carry, a single year's worth of tax code, then obviously there's a problem with the tax code. Simplify it. And not only simplify it, get rid of the freaking deductions. Because I don't like a zero liability taxpayer. Because then all you are is a recipient. I don't like it. If you're getting something for free, obviously you like it. Okay? I got a guy I know, let's just put it that way, a guy I know. Married, multiple children. And this was one of the years of the earned income tax credit. I didn't qualify. I made too much money. Single. And he tried to tell me he paid taxes. I laughed in his face. He goes, what? I paid my taxes. I filed. I go, okay, let me ask you a question. How much did you pay into taxes? He told me. I go, how much did you get back from taxes? He told me. I go, okay, now, was the number you got back higher or lower than the number you paid in. Obviously, it was higher. I said, okay, then you didn't pay your taxes. You got my money for being married and for having children. You are a tax recipient, not a taxpayer. And there is a difference. Of course, he wants the free programs. He wants the programs for all that stuff because he doesn't pay for it. He doesn't pay taxes. So it doesn't matter to him. It matters to me. I pay taxes. Absolutely. We're going to move on from that. Moving on. And let's see here. Next one. GOP leaders gamble with the budget vote. I don't even know where this came from. Let me look it up. Yeah, there it is. This came out of Politico about 9 hours ago, earlier today. Headline, GOP leaders gamble with budget vote. I just said that. Yeah, so one of the things that I read on this article was that, they were basically told by representatives out of New York and out of New Jersey that, they didn't agree with the tax code and basically Speaker Paul Ryan was like, I'm going to go ahead and take it out to the floor anyway. Now, here's my thing. We, the people, want to know who is stabbing us in the back so that this way we can get rid of them during the next election. Okay? So that's what we want. We want there to be a vote. Take that damn bill to the floor, vote on it by a roll call, and make them put an X on a yes or a no next to their name, and then address the people and tell us why the fuck you're against us. Why are you going back on your campaign promises? Drain the swamp, people. Drain the damn swamp. If you want to disagree with the people who put you in office, then you tell us why. You come to us and you tell us why you're going against your campaign promises. Again, yeah, this pisses me off. This very much pisses me off. This is horseshit. Every single one of these stinking votes should be taken to the floor. Roll call vote, because I want to know who's stabbing me in the back. Who needs to be removed from that office? Who is violating their campaign promises? Who's violating the oath of office? Who? I am one of we the people, and I have the right to know who's lying to me. Absolutely. All right, enough on that one. Moving on. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when I return, I got a couple things on. We're going to talk about Hillary Clinton and Russia, Putin, not farting, Putin. Vladimir. Yeah. Anyway, be back in a couple minutes, guys. Yeah, good times. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, and again, I am broadcasting from Ontario, Canada, and I am your host, again, Ho Ho. Alright guys, so, the next pair of articles I'm wanting to get to, now granted, there was like 3-4 different articles revolving around the same thing, but for the most part, they were all, of course, they were all saying the same thing. So, I picked out 2 of them. And, let's start with this one. And, let me get to it. I know which one that was. I guess I should have done this before oops, too far. I guess I should have done this before I, came back from break and stuff. But, okay, so, anywho. This article comes from The Right Scoop. Headline, I told you. That's what it is. I love it. Anywho, they basically did an article, it looks like the day before this one came out, and I think this came out earlier today. Let me look. I don't remember. Yeah, it came out 7 hours ago. And, let's see here. They said, I'll just read it. This is the first paragraph. We suggested yesterday that the left would trot out the excuse that Hillary didn't know that her campaign was funding the dossier, and as sure as water is wet, that's what they are now saying. And of course, I am talking about the dossier that the Democratic National Convention did on Trump, trying to get bad information from him as far as to win the election. Okay, the dossier that so anyway, they were saying that they had Hillary was saying that they had absolutely no idea any of this was going on, that we didn't know, and it's like all right, so it was a 30-page dossier for Fusion GPS during the 2016 campaign. And they got a former British spy who, and other stuff. And the DNC basically said the same thing, that we didn't know. But here's the thing, okay? The law firm that they used to pay for the dossier, to pay for the, the British intelligence and the spies that they had involved in this, it used the campaign money. So how can Hillary stand there and say that I had no idea whenever it was her money that was being used? The DNC's money that was used to fund this. Are you actually going to stand there and tell me that they had no idea? And do you believe this load of shit? They were paying for it, and this wasn't cheap, okay? This wasn't cheap. All right, the next headline that I got for you. Let me find it. Okay, that's what it is. Media Elite. U.S. launches an advanced thingamajigger. North Korea does some stuff. Oh, yeah, that was yesterday. Oh, yeah, I did that one. North Korea steps up security. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Media Elite, he got rich on the sexual harassment scandal. Let's see here. GOP leaders gamble with budget vote. Yeah, I did that one already. I told you. All right, schools are segregated. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah, here we go. This came from the New York Post yesterday. Headline, why doesn't Hillary's dossier trick count as treason? Why doesn't it count as treason? I'd kind of like to know this. So, this dossier, as I was saying earlier, it cost $9 million, with an M, $9 million. All right. They went to a foreign government to collect dirt on Trump in order to win an election. All right. Let me say that again. The DNC went to a foreign government in order to sway an election, a presidential election. And that's not considered as treason. Let's recap on something. So Donald Trump Jr., he met with a Russian Kremlin-linked lawyer and basically was offered information on Hillary Clinton. And he didn't get this information, let alone pay for it, and they wanted to have him tried for treason. Let me say that again. He didn't want, accept, nor pay for any of this information, this dirt on Hillary Clinton. And they wanted to try him for treason, for doing nothing more than meeting with the guy. Here Hillary Clinton is, her campaign and the DNC paid $9 million, and this isn't questioned. Okay, that they did this. They acknowledge that they did this, but yet it's okay. Why is it okay? Because it's the DNC? Because it's Hillary Clinton and she can do no wrong? Double standard, man. And again, that's what it looks like to have privilege. You always want to bitch, moan, and complain about white privilege. I don't get my privilege because Hillary Clinton has all mine. Did he just say, yes, I did? I absolutely did. Yeah. And again, yeah, this pisses me off. The American people spoke. We didn't like what we were getting in the White House. And there's another thing. I mean, we got shit on for 8 years, okay? Republicans, conservatives, we got shit on for 8 years. We didn't do near of anything of what the DNC has done this past year to Trump. Hell, it's a year later and Trump still does not have everybody confirmed. He is still not even operating his White House yet. That's irritating as hell. Are you kidding me? You know what? I'm going to take another break. Yeah, I think I should. All right. Then I got a couple less I'm pissed about things, I guess I should say. Yeah. All right. Quick break. When I get back, we'll finish up the show. A couple more headlines. See you in a minute. Actually, I guess I'll talk to you in a minute. Yeah, whatever. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, and as always, I am your host, and I am broadcasting from the semi up here in Ontario, Canada. I think I'm in Kingston. I don't remember. So I got a couple headlines here, a couple articles. They're good articles. They really are. I like him. I'm excited about him. Let's see. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do that one. Now I gotta find it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Not it. Not it. Not it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Holy crap, where did I put that one? Well, this is about a bill that they are introducing. Yeah, here it is. All right, so this came from globalnews.ca about 7 hours ago. Yeah, Global News. Headline: Bill to be introduced to prevent Donald Trump launching military action on North Korea without a vote. A vote from Congress, that is. All right, so it was my understanding, and after reading this, I don't remember if this was an actual law, an amendment, or what it was. I'm pretty sure it was an amendment, but the president has, basically, he has military authority to dispatch. He has the authority as the executive branch, as the head honcho of the military. There's a spiffy-diffy name for it. It just flew right out of my head. That's a downfall with ADD. We have words in our heads, and then they just kind of flies away like a butterfly. The train just leaves the thing. The ship leaves the port, and it's gone, and you can't get it back again. And it's still not back. So, but again, I don't. As the president, head of the executive branch, he is the thingamajigger. The head military guy, all right, he has authority to dispatch the military basically in response to a military threat, and he has a certain amount of time in order to do this while Congress can convene and then declare war or decide what it is they're going to do, okay? But he has, and I'm pretty sure this is an amendment that gives him this authority, but he has a certain amount of time to do with the military as needed in a crisis. All right? And here's the thing, guys. Pay attention to the news. Pay attention to global news. Pay attention to what's going on. That little asshat, Kim Jong-un, the rocket man, all right, he is threatening all kinds of things. He is moving all kinds of things. We have to be prepared. We have to be ready. And it's kind of one of them things that you identify the problem. Let me ask you a question. You got a wasp flying around your head, and you have a can of Raid in your hand. Now, do you wait for the wasp to sting you? Now if he's sitting down over yonder and he's playing with himself, like a board game or chess, or or he's watching TV, you don't bother the wasp at that time. There's no need to bother the wasp. But if the wasp is looking at you like I look at tacos, then we have an issue. And if that wasp starts talking shit like Superfly, we've got issues. And if that wasp starts flying towards me and then starts flying around my head, we've got issues. Now, I am not waiting for him to sting me before I spray him dead. Period. And how many people out there would wait for the wasp to sting you? You see, now here's the thing now. Kim Jong-un thinks of him as a wasp. Thinks of himself as a wasp. This is good. This just popped into my mind. This is good. This is another thing why I love being ADD. It's amazing. But he thinks himself as a wasp. Think about it. A wasp can sting you over and over again because he doesn't lose his stinger. You know, they have attitudes, you know. It's like, I'm the poo, dude. I will get you. I will sting you, and then I'll do it again. And then I'll go and I'll sting your old lady, too. Just because I'm a wasp and I can. What now? What now? That's a wasp. He is more like he's more like a bumblebee, a honeybee, a whatever. He's a bee. Stings you once. It's not that bad unless you're allergic to it. But then he dies because he lost a stinger. Without a stinger, he's dead. That's really what Kim Jong-un is. Oh, he's got the weapons. He can sting us if he wants to. But it will destroy him in the process. Because Trump will not just put up his hands and surrender if he attacks us. Nor should he. Nor does the people who elected him in the office would want him to do. So the president has options. He has the authority. He has the right. He has the ability. And I'm pretty sure it is an amendment. I'll have to go through that and recheck that. I truly do think it's an amendment. I'm not too sure which one, but if y'all know, feel free to message, let me know. Call me, message me, send me a text message, send me whatever, I don't care. Let me know. I'm pretty positive it's pretty positive it's an amendment in there. But the amendment is in there so that this way, like I said, the president can defend the United States of America in case of an attack. That's why it's there. And he's got a certain amount of time. I think it's either 30 or 90 days, and I don't remember which one it is. But like I said, he can deploy the military for a period of time in response to some type of military action, whether it be perceived or imminent. There's no stipulation on that one. So there you have it. All right. Now, the next article I want to get to. Now, this one's kind of funny. I had to laugh on this one. So the headline was, shit, I did it again. I need to quit doing that. There you go. This came from the Federalist yesterday. Headline, Bill Gates tactically admits his Common Core experiment was a failure. Yeah. So, Gates has this, Gates Foundation, okay? And back in 2009, they started, the Gates Foundation started working towards this and towards Common Core. And back in, the Gates Foundation spent $400 million, and they influenced the federal government to spend an additional the government. I don't know if that was a state or just federal. I have no idea. Well, it was probably state or federal. But they spent an additional $4 trillion worth of taxpayer money in order to fund this Common Core thing. All right. And, he basically says that after 8 years, or was it 9 years? 8 or 9 years. 8. Yeah. So basically after 8 years, he acknowledges that, okay, this isn't working the way they intended it to. Which is as close as this is an outright failure as you're going to get from Bill Gates, talking about a project he has. And they are now pivoting towards a different idea, to do something different. Now, I haven't heard, and nor does this article say anything about, what they're moving towards. But, you can pretty well rest assured that it's not going to be any better. Now, this article actually has quite a bit of different stuff in it. It really does. It's a pretty big article. I read quite a bit of it, but there's probably still, I'm sure, nuts and bolts in here that I didn't look at and go over. But even still, here you go. he spent that much money and it was a joke. Okay? It was a flat joke. Now, I want to go over a couple things with you guys, all right? Okay, one, Constitution. This is what I like to do on this show, defend the Constitution. I got my pocket Constitution right here in my hands. All right? The federal government has numbered powers, enumerated authority, if you will. I think there's basically 5 enumerated powers that the Constitution says that they have. And, well, let me just let you know that one of them is not education. And one of them is not healthcare. It's not. It's not in there. It's not in the Constitution. It's very short and it is not in there. Okay? Not in there anywhere. I've read it. I've double read it. I've triple checked. Quadruple checked. It ain't there. Read it for yourself and find out. It's pretty clear that it does not give them that authority. But if the government's not going to do it, then who's going to do it? Well, there's this awesome amendment in here as well, and it's called the 10th Amendment, and it says that any power not expressly given to the federal government or restricted to the states, it is reserved to the states and to the people. So, by that amendment right there, that since the federal government wasn't given any authority over education, then all authority over education belongs to the states. And since the Department of Education was created back in 1978, our quality of education, our quality of, our quality of education, it's gone down steadily ever since. From one bad idea to another. You know, I went through, I seen this amazing video, okay? And it was, you know, basically the car from 100 years ago. And then the car of today. Innovation. It was a phone from 100 years ago, and then a phone of today. Innovation. It was, let's see, what was some of the other things that was in there? You know, watches. Let's see, yeah, there was a lot of things. Okay, let's just say there was a lot of things, and then the classroom from 100 years ago, and the classroom of today. Now, you've seen innovation in every one of those other fields. You know, something new, something different. A different format. Different this, different that, different the other. Except education. The same. Well, okay, I take that back. I take that back. No, I don't take that back. I don't take that back. I don't take that back at all. Because you still have, you know, children being lined up in rows. Lined up in rows with the teacher at the front and everybody facing forward. The exact same thing ever since. No innovation. The only thing as far as innovation goes that they have done, which, you know, a lot would say that has kind of, you know, diminished the quality of education, you know, because you no longer have that role model type of thing of somebody to look up to. But, you know, back in the day, especially in the old country, you know, country schools, you had, you know, basically most every single student, no matter what grade they were in, basically in the same classroom. And now still, you know, every student was learning something different based off of, where they were at in their education, but even still, they were all in the same classroom. More or less learning the same stuff, but however, based on your age, based off of what you already know, you're still, everybody's being taught math and learning math. But the older kids are helping the younger kids, and it was just a much better system on that way back then. But now you don't have that role model type of thing, and now everybody is separated based off of age. You don't see that. You don't have that type of interaction with the older kids. But you don't have that. I know there's another thought that I had on there, but I don't remember what that was. That went by the wayside. But it was never intended to be a function of government to rule over education. Yeah, that's what that thought was. I had also heard there's a country out there, I forget what it is, but and I man, I really wish I remembered where I even seen this at, but it was just something that I looked over and it was like, that's cool. And it's like the Netherlands or something, the Nether region somewhere, that they have an entirely different type of a student teacher and learning environment, and it is absolutely amazing. And they have, this is totally different than anything we have ever seen in America, and they have, they are leading in education right now. I mean, they are far outperforming us, definitely far outperforming us in education. And they are doing something completely different. And man, I really wish I remembered what country that was. I don't remember. I read it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was amazing. And it's one of them things that, if you allowed, no. If we forced the federal government to get the hell out of our schools, quit hijacking our money, so that we can pay for our own education, then we could see innovation like that in the schoolroom. Different ways of doing things, better ways of doing things. Like actually have private schools out there that could, basically design a learning environment to the children instead of making the children conform to the school and to the education system. I mean, hello. I mean, you graduate school, you may or may not go to college, but, work environments based off of who you are, what you want to do, and where you're at in life, in your work, in your job. All businesses look different. So why do all classrooms look the same when my office is a semi and it looks different from the cubicle I used to work in. It looks different from the automotive shop other people work in. It looks different than the grocery store or the department store. It all looks different. So, I mean, in the workforce, it's all different. But why is the classroom all the same? We're obviously different people. We're obviously, have different, strengths and weaknesses. So instead of trying to make somebody conform, why not, get more creative in your education structure and design something, innovate something that promotes education in all people, not just those who are able to conform. Why not? I've told people, and this goes back to the whole ADD thing. I don't look at it as a disorder. It's a gift. So instead of telling somebody whom, utilize and use your attention deficit, because it allows you to think and to focus on so many different things all at the same time. Something that is necessary in the workforce. Utilize it. use it to your strength and turn it into a strength, and don't look at it as a disadvantage, you know. And if you actually had a learning environment catered to the students that you are trying to teach, you would learn how to deal with people like that. Because you wouldn't be forcing somebody to conform. You would be conforming to them, not the other way around. You know, I'm good with kids, not just because I'm crazy and insane. I'm good with children. I'm very good with children. But that's because I do not expect a child to think, operate, and know things from my level. But I was once a child. I was once a kid. At heart, I still am. But I do not expect a child to come up to my level, therefore I lower myself to theirs. But it's not a lowering. Because I don't think of myself as better than they are. I don't think of myself as smarter than they are. You know, I don't think of myself as superior to them. I understand that I have a responsibility to teach, to mold, to help grow. But I do not think of myself as superior. And I don't lower myself as on a different, you know, it's a being in a different level than somebody. You know, so I put myself on their level and I reach them from their position. You know, it's like giving a child a hug. You know, why pick them up to bring them to me when I can just as easily get down on a knee and go down to them? You know? I mean, come on, people. Innovation. Innovation. You ain't going to get it if the government's in control of it. You ain't going to get it if the government has a monopoly on education. You're only going to get innovation when there is something in it for the innovators. Which is, again, why Obamacare fails. Because it doesn't promote innovation. And neither does the education system. Period. All right, guys. That's the show. Again, you know, that wasn't even half the stinking articles. I'm hoping tomorrow I can catch up on all those without too much shit happening tomorrow. But I don't know how well that's going to work. Yeah, I have no idea. So, all right, guys, I thank you very much for listening. Again, the Ho Ho Show, I now have a YouTube channel for the Ho Ho Show. Don't bother looking at it right now because it's not even up and going. It's not even there yet. I just have it there. I have to transfer all my videos, all of my shows. You know, I really wish I would have thought of this a month ago. You know, I mean, holy crap. But yeah, so I got to transfer everything and get everything over there before I can, you know, do anything. So, but obviously, you know, I won't be home Saturday night in order to do a live show on the Ho Ho Show. I am hoping I'll be able to do live over the road, you know, on the mobile studio. I'm hoping I'm somewhere where I have a decent internet connection. I can do that. However, I'm not holding my breath. But I will definitely try to get that to you at 7 and be available. If that means I got to stop early, then I guess that means I got to stop early. Bosses, you can deal with it. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. Thank you guys very much for listening. Y'all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend when you get to it. Take care. Bye.